Have you ever wondered why multiple extreme weather events seem to strike our nation all at once? As if nature itself is trying to tell us something important. Friends, what we're witnessing across America right now isn't just the biggest winter storm of the season. It's part of a remarkable pattern that demands our attention and preparation. A rapidly intensifying bomb cyclone is forming as we speak, setting the stage for blizzard conditions, feet of snow, dangerous ice, and severe weather that will impact nearly our entire country. At the 3-minute 45-second mark, I'm going to show you exactly when this storm system affects your specific region and what to expect hour by hour for the next 3 days. By minute 6, you'll understand why this bomb cyclone represents more than just weather. It's a call to community preparation and mutual care that could save lives. And by minute 15, I'll share the complete state-by-state breakdown covering over 50 regions across America, along with the spiritual wisdom our ancestors used to weather such storms. I promise you this information could protect your family and help you understand what Scripture teaches us about weather as divine communication. Here's a number that should capture your attention: 50 degrees. That's how much temperatures will drop in some areas within just a few hours as this Arctic blast sweeps across our nation. Now, you might think a 50-degree temperature drop sounds dramatic, but let me help you understand what this really means for millions of American families. When temperatures plummet this rapidly, heating systems struggle, pipes freeze, and communities that aren't prepared can face life-threatening situations within hours. And this bomb cyclone, a storm that intensifies by at least 24 millibars in 24 hours, will create conditions unlike anything we've seen this winter. We're looking at widespread snowfall of 1 to 3 feet across the Midwest and Great Lakes, with some areas potentially seeing even more accumulation. But the snow is just one part of this story, because a dangerous ice storm will simultaneously target the Northeast with up to ½ an inch of ice accumulation. Stay with me because this weather pattern connects to something larger. A reminder that, as Scripture tells us, God speaks through the elements of His creation. In Job 37:6, we read that God says to the snow, "Fall on the earth," and to the rain shower, "Be a mighty downpour," showing us divine purpose even in powerful storms. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, this Sunday morning, December 28th, blizzard warnings are already in effect across multiple states in the upper Midwest. From Nebraska stretching into central and eastern Minnesota, communities are already experiencing the leading edge of this historic winter weather event. But this storm system will not limit its impact to snow alone, because severe weather is making an unexpected return to areas that rarely see such conditions in winter. Damaging winds and isolated tornadoes are possible across the Midwest and Ohio Valley today, creating a truly unprecedented multi-hazard weather situation. The National Weather Service has issued warnings that extend across more geographic area than any single storm system we've tracked this entire winter season. And behind this complex storm system comes an Arctic blast so intense that it will affect every state from Montana to Florida over the next 48 hours. Let me paint you a picture of what's developing based on the latest forecast models and how this connects to the wisdom found in Scripture about preparing for difficult seasons. This bomb cyclone represents what meteorologists call explosive cyclogenesis, a phenomenon that demonstrates the awesome power present in our atmospheric system. When we witness such displays of natural force, we're reminded of Psalm 148, verse 8, which speaks of stormy winds that fulfill His command. Weather serving divine purposes. The rapid pressure drop that defines a bomb cyclone creates the perfect conditions for multiple types of dangerous weather to develop simultaneously across vast distances. For those prone to headaches or sensitive to barometric pressure changes, this storm will create significant discomfort across the Midwest and Great Lakes regions. But more concerning are the travel conditions that will develop as this system moves through some of our most populated corridors during the busy post-holiday period. Now, here's the detailed timeline I promised. When this storm affects your area and what you can expect state by state, region by region. Today, Sunday, December 28th. Heavy snow continues across Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, with blizzard conditions developing through the afternoon. Minneapolis and the Twin Cities metro area will see snow intensify this afternoon, with accumulations reaching 8 to 12 inches by Monday morning. Northern Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula are positioned for the heaviest snow, with 2 to 3 feet possible in areas around Marquette and surrounding communities. Meanwhile, severe weather continues across Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio today, with damaging winds and isolated tornado threats through approximately 9 o'clock this evening. Monday, December 29th. The storm system reaches its peak intensity as it moves across the Great Lakes, creating dangerous multi-state impacts. Heavy snow will persist across Wisconsin, Michigan, and portions of northern Illinois, with travel becoming nearly impossible on major interstate highways. Simultaneously, freezing rain develops across western New York and portions of New England, creating the potential for significant ice accumulation. New York City and surrounding metropolitan areas will experience a transition from rain to freezing rain to snow, with a fresh glaze of ice coating roads and power lines. Lake effect snow begins ramping up across the Great Lakes region, particularly affecting areas downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario through Tuesday. Tuesday, December 30th. Arctic air flooding southward brings the most dramatic temperature changes, reaching all the way into the deep south. Morning wind chill temperatures will drop below zero across the northern plains, with actual air temperatures in Montana potentially reaching 30 below zero. The cold front moves so rapidly that areas like Springfield, Missouri will experience a 60-degree temperature difference within just a few hours. By Tuesday morning, cities as far south as Dallas and Fort Worth will see wind chill temperatures drop into the 30s, an unusual event for this region. Florida residents should prepare for morning temperatures near freezing, with areas like Tallahassee potentially experiencing wind chills around 30 degrees. Let me break down the specific impacts for over 50 regions across our nation, because this storm system truly affects communities from coast to coast. Upper Midwest, Minneapolis-St. Paul, and surrounding Twin Cities communities face 10 to 11 inches of heavy, wind-driven snow through Monday. Duluth and northern Minnesota will see 8 to 12 inches, while areas near the Canadian border could receive up to 15 inches with blizzard conditions. Wisconsin, Milwaukee faces 6 to 10 inches of snow, while Green Bay and areas near Lake Michigan will see lake effect snow, adding to totals through Tuesday. Eau Claire and western Wisconsin communities should prepare for 9 to 10 inches of snow, with dangerous blizzard conditions making travel treacherous. Michigan, Detroit, and southeastern Michigan will experience a complex mix of snow, freezing rain, and lake effect snow, with total accumulations of 6 to 10 inches. Grand Rapids and western Michigan face primarily snow accumulations of 8 to 12 inches, followed by lake effect snow adding several more inches. The Upper Peninsula, particularly around Marquette, Iron Mountain, and Escanaba, could see jackpot snowfall totals of 2 to 3 feet, potentially paralyzing the region. Great Lakes, Cleveland, and northeastern Ohio will experience lake effect snow Monday and Tuesday, with localized amounts reaching 8 to 12 inches. Buffalo and western New York face the double impact of initial storm snow followed by intense lake effect snow that could add another foot of accumulation. Syracuse and central New York will see 6 to 10 inches from the main storm, plus additional lake effect snow through Tuesday evening. Northeast Corridor, Albany in the Capital District of New York will transition from snow to ice, with quarter to half-inch ice accumulations possible. Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine communities should prepare for significant ice storm impacts that could lead to widespread power outages lasting several days. Boston and southeastern New England will experience primarily freezing rain and sleet, creating dangerous travel conditions through Monday evening. New York City, Newark, and northern New Jersey will see a complex weather event transitioning from rain to ice to snow over 12 to 18 hours. Philadelphia and southern New Jersey will primarily experience freezing rain, with ice accumulations potentially reaching quarter-inch thickness on exposed surfaces. Mid-Atlantic, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and central Maryland will see mostly rain transitioning to brief snow, with minimal accumulations expected. Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and the Tidewater region will experience heavy rain, followed by rapidly falling temperatures and gusty winds. Richmond and Central Virginia communities will see rain changing to snow briefly, but the main impact will be the dramatic temperature drop behind the storm. Southeast, Charlotte and the Piedmont region of North Carolina will experience heavy rain followed by rapid clearing and much colder temperatures. Atlanta and northern Georgia face rain transitioning to brief snow Monday night, with the primary impact being unusually cold air for Tuesday morning. Jacksonville and northern Florida should prepare for temperatures dropping into the 30s Tuesday morning, unusual for this typically mild region. Tampa, Orlando, and Central Florida will see temperatures fall into the upper 30s and low 40s, requiring protection for sensitive plants and plumbing. Miami and South Florida will experience cooler than normal temperatures, though remaining above freezing, with gusty winds Monday and Tuesday. Ohio Valley, Columbus, and Central Ohio will experience severe weather today, followed by rapidly dropping temperatures and some snow Monday. Cincinnati and southwestern Ohio face severe thunderstorms today with damaging wind potential, followed by much colder air and possible snow. Louisville and central Kentucky will see severe weather transition to rain, then to snow Monday evening, with temperatures dropping dramatically. Tennessee Valley, Nashville, and central Tennessee will experience severe thunderstorms today, followed by rapid temperature drops and brief snow possibilities. Memphis and western Tennessee face similar severe weather today, then rain changing to snow Monday night with light accumulations possible. Knoxville and eastern Tennessee will see thunderstorms today, followed by rain changing to snow in higher elevations Monday and Tuesday. Central Plains, Kansas City, and western Missouri will experience the dramatic temperature contrast I mentioned, from 68 degrees to feeling like 10 degrees. Omaha and eastern Nebraska are currently experiencing heavy snow that will continue through tonight, with total accumulations reaching 8 to 12 inches. Des Moines and central Iowa will see heavy snow today, transitioning to dangerously cold conditions, with wind chills dropping below zero by Monday. Northern Plains, Fargo, and eastern North Dakota will experience the Arctic blast first, with wind chills potentially reaching 40 below zero Monday morning. Bismarck and central North Dakota face similarly dangerous cold, with actual air temperatures potentially dropping to 25 below zero. Sioux Falls and eastern South Dakota will transition from snow today to brutally cold conditions, with wind chills dangerous for exposed skin. Mountain West, Denver and the Front Range will experience gusty winds and much colder temperatures, though precipitation remains limited. Salt Lake City and northern Utah will see mostly dry conditions but significantly colder air, with mountain areas receiving fresh snowfall. Cheyenne and southeastern Wyoming will experience high winds and blowing snow, creating dangerous travel conditions despite limited new snowfall. Southern Plains, Dallas-Fort Worth, and North Texas will feel the dramatic cold front arrival, with wind chills dropping into the 30s by Tuesday morning. Oklahoma City and central Oklahoma face similar rapid cooling, transitioning from mild temperatures to cold conditions within hours Monday evening. Little Rock and central Arkansas will experience thunderstorms today, followed by rapidly dropping temperatures and brief snow possibilities Monday night. Gulf Coast, New Orleans and southeastern Louisiana will remain mostly mild, though temperatures will drop significantly from current levels through Tuesday. Houston and southeastern Texas will experience cooler than normal conditions but remain above freezing, with gusty winds Monday and Tuesday. Mobile and southern Alabama will see temperatures drop from the 70s to the 40s within 24 hours, but without any precipitation expected. Now I want to address something that honestly concerns me deeply: the number of families who may lose power during the ice storm portions of this event. Ice storms represent the most destructive winter weather events for power infrastructure, more destructive than blizzards or even heavy snowfall. When ice accumulates on power lines and tree branches, it doesn't just create a coating. It builds up weight that exceeds the design limits of our electrical systems. Quarter to half-inch ice accumulations across New York and New England could leave hundreds of thousands without power during some of the coldest weather of the winter. Are you prepared for that possibility? Can your household function safely without electricity for potentially 3 to 5 days in sub-freezing conditions? These are difficult questions to consider, but Scripture teaches us wisdom in preparation. As we read in Proverbs 22:3 about the prudent seeing danger and taking refuge. Power companies will respond as quickly as conditions allow, with crews working around the clock. But ice storm repairs take time when damage is widespread. During major ice events, there are only so many repair crews available across multiple states, and restoration work cannot begin until conditions become safe. Some families in the hardest-hit areas of New England could face power outages lasting nearly a week, especially in rural or heavily wooded communities. Let me share essential preparation steps that could make the difference between weathering this storm safely or facing dangerous situations. First, water storage. Fill every available container tonight before freezing temperatures and potential power outages affect your water supply. Second, emergency heating. Ensure you have safe backup heating methods that don't depend on electricity, especially if you rely on electric heat or natural gas with electric ignition. Third, food supplies for at least 1 week. Focus on items that don't require cooking or refrigeration, remembering that natural gas appliances won't work without electricity. Fourth, communication plans. Cell towers often fail during ice storms, so have battery-powered or hand-crank radios for emergency information. Fifth, medical needs. Obtain prescription medications now and ensure you have adequate supplies for any chronic conditions or medical devices. This is where community becomes essential, reflecting what we see throughout Scripture about believers caring for one another during times of trial. When power fails and roads become impassable, our neighbors become our primary support network. The elderly couple next door may need help staying warm. The family across the street might need to share resources, and those with generators or wood heat become vital community assets during extended outages. Acts 2:44-47 describes how early believers shared everything they had, ensuring no one went without when facing difficult circumstances. This storm represents an opportunity to demonstrate that same spirit, whether it's checking on vulnerable neighbors or sharing emergency supplies. In 2 Timothy 1:7, we read that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound judgment, principles that guide wise preparation. I'm not sharing this information to create fear, but to equip you with knowledge that empowers wise decisions for your family's safety. Fear paralyzes and leads to poor choices, but wisdom prepares carefully based on reliable information and time-tested principles. You have power over your circumstances through intelligent preparation, showing love for your family by protecting their safety and comfort. Scripture teaches us that weather serves divine purposes. Genesis 8:22 promises that as long as earth endures, there will be seasons, including winter. Winter serves important functions in God's creation. It allows the land to rest, builds snowpack for summer water supplies, and tests our preparedness. This bomb cyclone, dramatic as it appears, represents part of the natural cycles that sustain life and remind us of our dependence on divine provision. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us there is a time for every season under heaven, including times that challenge us to grow in wisdom and community care. After this storm system moves through over the next few days, we'll continue monitoring weather patterns for additional winter storm potential. Late Tuesday, a smaller Alberta Clipper system will bring additional light snowfall across the Great Lakes and Northeast, though impacts should remain minor. Wednesday and Thursday will feature mainly dry conditions across northern regions, though temperatures will remain well below average to start the new year. Looking ahead to next weekend, another significant storm system will impact the West Coast, with heavy mountain snow and rainfall in California. The weather pattern suggests we'll see additional winter storm potential during the first week of January, though specifics remain uncertain at this range. For now, focus on the immediate preparation needs for this historic storm system that represents the most significant winter weather event of our season. Travel conditions will be dangerous to impossible across multiple states Monday and Tuesday, with interstate highways potentially becoming impassable. Airlines have already begun canceling flights across the Midwest and Northeast, so check your travel plans and consider postponing non-essential trips. This storm system truly demonstrates the power present in our atmospheric systems and calls us to respond with both practical wisdom and spiritual awareness. Just as Job witnessed God's power displayed through weather phenomena, we too can recognize divine purpose even in challenging natural events. The communities that prepare well and support each other will not only weather this storm, but emerge stronger in their connections and resilience. Winter storms have historically brought out both the best and most challenging aspects of human nature. Let's choose to demonstrate care and mutual support. Whether it's sharing a generator with medical equipment needs, offering shelter to those without heat, or simply checking on elderly neighbors regularly. These acts of kindness reflect the character described throughout Scripture and build community bonds that last long after the snow melts. So yes, prepare thoroughly for yourself and your family, but also look actively for opportunities to serve others who may need assistance. This storm represents both a physical challenge and a spiritual opportunity to demonstrate the love and care that Scripture calls us to show one another. Spring will return, temperatures will warm, and this storm will become a memory. But how we care for each other during challenging times creates lasting impact. Until then, winter is here with all its power and beauty. Respect its force, prepare wisely for its challenges, and trust in divine providence. May God bless your preparations, protect your travels, and bring you safely through this remarkable demonstration of natural power. Stay warm, help your neighbors, make wise decisions, and remember that we're all stronger together than we are alone. Keep watching the forecast closely, take appropriate safety measures for your region, and know that this storm, like all storms, will pass in due time. And most importantly, let this be a reminder of our dependence on divine grace and the importance of community care during life's inevitable storms. I'll continue monitoring this situation closely and will provide updates as this historic weather system develops over the next several days.